Hi, I'm Herrick Kimball. Welcome to another how-to video. If you're familiar with this channel, you know that it's mostly how-to videos. They often center on gardening, the mini bed gardening concept in particular, or they center on how to do woodworking, carpentry, construction, things like that. This video will be a little bit different, but not a lot, because it involves making picture frames, custom-sized picture frames. In order to make the custom-sized picture frame for your artwork, you need to know the size of the frame. And that's what we're going to focus on in this video. It can be pretty simple, as I'll show you. Then in the next video, I'm going to show you how to make the frames. Now, let me just give you an example. This is a frame and a print that I just finished like a few minutes ago. This is the first of 6 that I'm framing. This is a simple pine frame, and it has a milk paint finish on it. And in this frame is a matted, hand-colored block print by Mary Azarian. It's titled Grasshopper. Over the years, I have purchased 6 limited edition hand-colored block prints by Mary Azarian. They are something of an extravagance for me, but we all need little extravagances in our life, I think. If you're not familiar with Mary Azarian, go check out her website, check out her artwork. She is an award-winning, accomplished, well-known block print artist. Her themes are typically the natural world or rural life, agrarian life, country life, whatever you want to call it. Those are themes that resonate with me. And so I'm going to show you the artwork, then we'll discuss how I determine frame size and mat size. First, here's a picture of the Grasshopper, which I just showed you all framed up. I don't think I could find this frame size at a hobby store and the mat size to go with it. So that's why I'm making a custom frame for that, and I might as well make custom frames for all of them. Here is Barn Cat. This is, I believe, in one of the books that she has illustrated. Here we have Back Road, children in the winter sledding down a hill, something I did and probably you did, and I have good memories of. Here we have Pussy Willows, very nice, colorful print. Notice the shadows of the pussy willows on the back wall. Next we have The Fresh Scent of Spring, quilt and clothes hanging on the clothesline. And here is my favorite of all of these, To Church by Moonlight, an illustration that Mary made for the book A Christmas Like Helen's. So those are the prints, and they have been safely stored in this portfolio, and I'm finally getting around to framing them. But before I frame them, as I've mentioned, I need to determine the size of my frame. Let me show you how I did that. Okay, so I am pretty much a total novice when it comes to picture framing, and calculating or determining the width of the mat for this print, for any of these prints, was a real mystery to me. So I went online, I tried to figure out, are there rules of thumb for this sort of thing? And I really couldn't find much information on it. But what I did find out is that the mat, you want it to be at least twice the width of your frame. And I knew my frame was going to be 3/4 of an inch. And then I read somewhere else that 2 inches is a nice average mat width size for a small print. So, okay, there I cut the strips right here that you see, 1, 2, at 2 inches wide. And I arranged them there. I didn't want all this space showing. I just, by eye, calculated where I wanted my mat to be, the reveal along the edges here. The same on the top, right there. I put that on there, and then I read that it's common practice to make the mat wider than the other sides on the bottom. So I cut a piece of paper a little wider, cut it 2.5 inches, and I arranged it where I wanted it. I wanted to be able to see Mary's information that she put on there. And then I just simply measured here and here. And I wrote down for each of the prints. So The Church by Moonlight, 14 3/4 by 13 3/4. Okay? Grasshopper was 18 1/4 by 9. All right? That's how I determined the size of my frame and the size of the mat in the frame. And that, my YouTube friends, is how I, for this particular project, went about determining the custom size frames and mat board that I needed for my Mary Azarian block prints. The measurements are all here, and the next step is to make the frames. And that's what I'm going to do in the next video. It's going to be woodworking 101. It's going to be fun. I have a technique. I have the right hardware for making a very strong, simple, attractive frame. With the milk paint, it has a little bit of a rustic touch to it. So yeah, stay tuned. Next video. We'll see you then.